100 chapters, 4 years later. Kaiju No.8. I cannot emphasize how excited, how ecstatic I am for the anime to debut here in April in just a few short months. It's going to be pretty exciting. It's going to be pretty exciting. But today I do want to talk about the chapter 100 chapter overall and the new side story that we got, Kaiju No.8 Side Story B, which is basically like a more fleshed out version of the side characters. Like, we get to see them be explored just a bit more. Now, I don't know if the story is going to primarily focus on Soshiro, or we're going to get the other cast, like, explore them more, but we have to wait and see for another chapter and a month from now, because that's actually going to be a monthly series, which I am excited for. But yeah, let's start off with chapter 100, because to me, not too much actually happened. I'll give you a quick recap of what's been happening like the past 50 chapters, because it's kind of long. I don't want to spoil it too much, but to sum it all down in like the simplest way, there's been a kaiju attack all over the city, all over Tokyo, if I remember correctly. And number 9 has finally made his move, and he's about to capture Mina, and Mina is in trouble. And just when Kafka is about to try to save her, he gets stopped by a bunch of like kaijus around, and he can't really stop them all up until, spoiler warning ahead, Reno comes in the clutch and saves him. And like this chapter, we get to see Reno basically in this full-on monster gear, just go like, it kind of reminds me of a winged angel, like his whole aesthetic. He reminds me of that one Pokemon, that blue one, I can't really remember, but it comes in the clutch, and then we get this cool panel of like Kafka and Reno just side by side. Now they are actually equals, because if you remember early on in the series, it would be Kafka who would always be saving Reno, or like everyone would always be saving like Reno and some of the other people. Like Kafka would always be the one saving others, but this time the Defense Corps came to his aid, and they told him straight up, hey, you can't back down, you really gotta go save Mina, go save her, do what you can. And basically we're left off on this cliffhanger. But what I really like about this chapter is the fact that we got to see like everyone like come to the aid of Kafka. It wasn't even like 50 chapters ago where we got the reveal of Kafka's true identity. If I remember, was it 50 chapters ago? Damn, it's been that long. But yeah, it was like 50 chapters in when Kafka's identity as number 8 got revealed, and everyone turned against him. Now everyone is siding with him, which to me is pretty exciting. I really was hoping we'd get a bit more in this chapter, since it's the 100th chapter of this series. Like, we would get something fresh, something new, but no, it's just kind of more of a cliffhanger type of thing. But yeah, despite it being kind of a cliffhanger, like leaving us like pretty open-ended with Kafka going on his way to save Mina, which I don't even know if like Mina is kind of important to the story anymore, because to me she's been regulated with cannon fodder. Like, she is kind of exists. She's like the strongest, but she doesn't really do anything, if I'm gonna be honest. My number one complaint about like Kaiju No.8 is the fact that sometimes some of the more like overpowered characters are kind of underutilized. Like Mina, for example, like she's been stated to be like one of the most powerful members of the Defense Corps, but we hardly really see her, even though she's like supposed to be this OP character who's using cannons and such. But she doesn't really do anything. And like these past few chapters, she's basically like almost gone number 9, but she's also gonna get absorbed or killed. We don't really know. I keep telling everyone, smoke that Mina pack, but I don't know. I don't even know if she'll live or not, to be honest. But it would be kind of a bummer if they just like end her off just like that, and Kafka's not able to save her in time. I really do want for like Kafka to save her on time, but we really don't know. We're gonna have to wait like another 2 weeks or another week or so for the chapter to release. Hopefully we find out a bit more. But yeah, that's my number one complaint about this series, the fact that some of the overpowered characters, we don't really get to see too much love about them. But that's just me, guys. I don't know about you guys, but that's just me. That's just my quick thoughts on chapter 100. Not really too much happened. The story progressed as normal. I really was expecting something cool to drop, but we did get this cool illustration art of chapter 100, which was honestly pretty nice. It was pretty nice. I really love seeing this cool spreadsheet. Now onto side story B. This is one I was really pretty excited for, because it features my boy Soshiro. He's like literally my favorite character, so much I even have a tattoo of him. But basically, like I mentioned, we get to see like his character fleshed out throughout the story. He actually has more of a personality in the story, and it's pretty funny. Like, I don't want to spoil too much, but like towards the beginning of the chapter, it basically there's people interviewing him asking him, this takes place directly after like the first arc of Kaiju No.8. People are asking, hey, so why did you hire Kafka onto the Defense Corps? And he shows a little bit of his personality, and he's like, I hired him for comic relief because you know he's kind of funny. I like that guy. And everyone, the cameraman, just like, huh? You hired him because you thought the dude was funny? And Soshiro was like, yeah, it's pretty funny, kind of funny dude. And to me, that really just had me laughing. I was reading this on my lunch break. I'm like, yeah, I like this. I like this. And as the chapter goes, we get to see more of his interaction, his inner thoughts on what he thinks of everyone in the Defense Corps, and we actually get to see his background a little bit more about how he got into the Defense Corps, how everyone called him weak, told him your swords are no good against giant monsters because come on, how are you gonna fight a giant monster with an itty bitty sword? Like, if there's a monster the size of Godzilla, what are you gonna do, stab it? That's not really gonna do anything. It's only until he meets Mina, and I'm pretty sure this is just a rehash of like a chapter that happened like a few chapters ago, but it's basically him encountering Mina and Mina encouraging him to like join the Defense Corps. And in this chapter we actually get that scene a bit more fleshed out where he actually like tells Mina, hey, I want to come on the mission with you and see how I do against these Yonju class type of monsters, these smaller type of kaiju monsters. And it's really interesting the interaction we get. We really get to see more interaction between like Kafka, like brief cameos, Kafka, Reno, Kikoru, some of the other ones, Iharu. It's pretty fascinating, and I really love the part where whatchamacallit, what was his name, wasn't it? How Soshiro basically calls them, my fledglings are finally growing, they are showing more potential. And yeah, we kind of get a big cliffhanger at the end of the chapter, which isn't really too bad. I was pretty satisfied with Side Story B because we got to see some of the other characters interact a bit more fleshed out. And as far as the art style goes, I really prefer the art style of this story, Side Story B. It just looks, I don't know, something about it just looks kind of different compared to the main series. I know it's done by a different author, it's not done by Nao Matsumo, but it's a different one. I can't remember off the top of my head, but I really like Side Story B. I'm really excited for chapter 2 in about a month or so. And keep in mind, this is a monthly chapter, so of course it's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. Not saying Kaiju No.8, the main series, isn't good, but lately I've had some issues with it, but nonetheless, it's one of my favorite series ever, and I'm pretty excited for chapter 101. Hopefully we can see like Kafka versus number 9 pretty soon. That is always pretty exciting to see. Like, I really like their interaction the first time, so hopefully like this time Kafka comes in the clutch, because that would be pretty cool. At this point he's kind of egging me on, like, come on, if you're gonna do something, like really do something. But yeah, that's just my thoughts on Kaiju No.8 chapter 100 and Side Story B. I just wanted to get that out the way. But yeah, what did you guys think of this chapter? Did you like it? Which one did you prefer more, 100 or Side Story B? I'm not gonna lie, I think a lot of people preferred Side Story B, but that's just me. Like, I really love the art in that story. It's really good. I love the writing. It is cool. We got some comedic relief moments, we got some serious moments. It's all really good. If you want more action, read the main story, but if you want to see the characters more fleshed out, I highly suggest go read Side Story B. Who knows, maybe next week or next month we'll get more focus on Kafka or Kikoru or some of the other lesser known characters in the series, which I do believe it's actually going to focus on the other lesser characters, give them more story and background. But yeah, I've been talking too much. What do you guys think of the story so far? Pretty good? Not good? I don't know. I'll catch you guys on my next one.